entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
La la la, wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I said,
what is up, folks? It's Joe, and earlier today I posted a video telling you that I know exactly what it's going to take for you to be successful, right? And I know what most people lack in terms of trying to be successful. And right now in this video, I promise you, those of you who apply this information and concept will immediately see improvements in terms of being successful, whether that's at home, whether it's in your career, whether it's in that dream you're trying to build, or just a job and day-to-day grind. Okay, the number one lie. Before I get into the number one lie, I'm going to start with this. I'm assuming everyone that's watching this video already busts their ass. They already work hard. They already have a strong work ethic. They don't hit the snooze bar often, right? They're out of bed, they grind, they put it in, they go and they work and they show up every day, and you still aren't getting what you feel you deserve back, right? You're putting into the job way more than you're ever going to be getting back, right? And so you're starting to see that, and you're starting to struggle, and you see people, beside you at work, and you're thinking, man, I work harder than him. I work harder than her, but they're advancing, right? Why is that? Why is it that we've been told since we were kids that we have to work harder than anyone else, and you're going to be successful? I'm going to tell you right now in this video why that's the biggest trap. It's not necessarily a bad lie, but it's still a lie, right? It's not true. But I'm saying that assuming that you already have that work ethic. If your issue is that you just don't work hard, that you just don't put it in, that you just, can't seem to get up out of bed, you can't seem to get going, this content's not for you. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to start at another level to at least get to the point to where you're busting your ass every day and you're grinding and you're hustling and you're still just not seeing it, okay? I used to have that happen all the time. I'm gonna address a 300-pound or 800-pound gorilla in the room right now, right? Some of you watching this video saying, Joe, that's not a Colonial shirt. Are you working for another company? See, this is Binzer Pharmacy. It's one of my clients that I consult for, right, in terms of leads, lead generation, marketing, sales, strategy, and implementation. And this very content that I'm giving you right now is the same type of content that I apply and supply to my consultant clients, okay? So you're getting some very valuable information right now, and it's information that we implement to see great success in those companies. We're talking companies with, upwards of 100 plus employees, okay? So imagine what this can do for you if you applied it in your life. All right. Whew. That being said, that's why I'm wearing this shirt today. I'm doing some work for them. But anyway, yes, I'm with Colonial. Yes, I'm with several other companies because that's what I do. So this information I'm going to give you today is something that you're going to be able to apply immediately, and you're going to be able to start seeing those results, start seeing the fruits of your labor, because you're going to have an understanding of what it takes to set yourself apart from the crowd. And I'm going to do that by talking about hot sauce. That's right. The perfect metaphor that I've found for exactly what we're going to talk about today. First and foremost, when I say hot sauce, you probably have one brand that comes to mind, right? Tabasco. I think it's safe to say, whether you love it, whether you hate it, whatever, everyone in America and a lot of people globally know about Tabasco, right? They have cornered the market on hot sauce. They're the Coca-Cola of hot sauce. When someone goes to a restaurant, they say they want a Coke. When someone says hot sauce, you immediately see the little logo and you think Tabasco. Whether or not it's your favorite doesn't matter. Leave that aside. Let's talk about the branding. Let's talk about Tabasco. Obviously, Tabasco, it says here on the cap, 150 years. 150 years. They put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of tenure, okay, to be where they're at, to be the brand in the market. You cannot be Tabasco. Maybe 150 years from now, but not today, right? Yet you have to compete with the Tabascos at your work, in your industry, with your career. So I'm going to explain exactly how people in those lines, when you're working hard and you're doing the same kind of work as a lot of people around you, or just a lot of people in general, it doesn't matter how hard you work. As a matter of fact, a lot of times just working hard is the wrong way to go about it. It doesn't mean you need to put in less quality of effort. It means you need to set yourself apart and separate yourself. Let's go back to the hot sauce. You've all been to Publix or whatever grocery stores in your area, right? Whatever grocery store, your favorite that you go to, we all have seen the hot sauce section of the aisle, right? We go by it and you have all these bottles with similar colored liquids, right? And they're in similar shaped bottles with similar messaging in here. And it says pepper sauce, hot sauce, whatever on it, right? So you can look at that bottle and you see that it's hot sauce. But you see, Tabasco has a larger section of the shelf, right? And so your eyes typically go exactly where that is first, even if it's not your first brand. So picture that, you're working. You got people side by side in your industry, in your field, at your job, right, that are doing the same kind of work as you. Right, so when your boss comes in and people that matter, that make those decisions, they see a bunch of Tabascos. And they think, look at all these hardworking people. Well, you have another bottle of hot sauce, right? You're trying to be Tabasco. You come into play, you have similar colors, right? You have similar marketing labels, similar strategies, and similar shapes in the bottles, and you're sitting on the shelf with all these Tabascos. How are you going to differentiate yourself? How are you going to stand apart? This is what I'm getting at, right? It doesn't matter how hard you work to get to where you're at. It doesn't quite matter. That's not the only thing that matters, is what I'm trying to get to here, right? Stay with me for a second. What matters is being remarkable in the work that you do. You have to take that work and that effort, consolidate it down into noticeable efficiency. Well, Joe, how do I do that? I mean, we're all pushing buttons and pulling levers and typing reports. And what do? You have to separate yourself from the Tabasco crowds to stand out. Well, picture the grocery store. You see Tabasco, then you see at another spot on the shelf this. Which one do I choose? Well, that's where this comes into play. Check this out. Tabasco knows they have to sell a whole ton of products. They have to put out all of these products in order to turn a revenue. They're volume based, right? I would argue that all three of these companies are volume based. The same thing here with Louisiana, right? They're volume based. They got to put out all these bottles to make all these profits. However, then you have these other companies, right? You got habanero pepper sauce. Pain is good, right? Pain is good. You've got this company here, and they've got to maintain competitiveness with these other hot sauces. They're going to be sitting next to them on the shelves. So what good would it have been to do to put yourself in the same bottle with the same color fluid when you can change the game by standing out? Now, I don't know exactly how you're going to apply this to each one of your fields and all the careers that you do, but this is where you need to think differently. Okay? While you're working hard, you need to be noticeably working hard. You need to be remarkable in the work that you do. Now, I don't know that either one of these are better than the other. Okay? I personally typically don't go for Tabasco. I don't care for it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make them any less successful, right? However, I do go for bottles like this because I look at it on the shelf and I think, that looks different. I look at the label. Pain is good. Habanero pepper sauce. It's got a little thermometer here to tell you how hot. They've changed the way that they're perceived sitting in the shelf against all those competitions. Now, they might not sell as many bottles as the rest of these, as Louisiana or even Tabasco especially, right? But they don't have to. What they need to do is they need to maximize those dollars that they do sell. They make smaller batches. Maybe they price it just a little bit higher because they're going off of a quality outlast quantity base to stand apart from the crowd, to be remarkable. Know your worth, and that's the first step of getting here. Understand that the work you do is important, but the remarkability of the work that you do, the noticeability of the work that you do, and to make sure that you stand apart from the volume-based, everyday grinders, people that are out there just day in and day out, putting in the work, punching the clock. How are you going to stand out and separate yourself from the crowd? This is where the difference is made. This company may not ever sell the 100 million or whatever it is that Tabasco does. To be honest with you, I didn't do the research. I don't know how much Tabasco sells. They might not ever get to that point. However, they have other ways that they can win. They have margins. Maybe their margins are higher, right? They've got all kinds of other methods that they can do to market themselves to be as competitive from a volume, from a financial standpoint, right? Because what matters at the end of the day isn't how much work you do. That's not what matters. It's how much of your work is noticed how much of your work is consumed, and how much of your work is marketable against everyone else. That's what most people lack right there. That right there is gold. And I really hope that you take some of this information and that you apply it to your daily life. Just start thinking different. I don't want to be Tabasco. I don't have 150 years to wait, right? I don't want to be Louisiana hot sauce and look like Tabasco and sit on the same shelf, right? I want to be this right here. I want to be Pain is Good. I want to be habanero pepper sauce. That's exactly what I want to be, because I want to stand out and set myself apart because of my remarkability in the work that I do. Now, again, I told you at the start of this video, and I told you in my other video when I set this up, that I know that this will make you better. If you concentrate on what separates you, on your strengths, on your worth, and on your value, and if you concentrate on putting that in to your work, you're going to be taking the first steps to be remarkable, you're going to be noticed, and you're going to set yourself apart from the crowd of everyone else and what everyone else is doing. And who knows, you might start representing several different companies, right? Who knows, you might come up and surpass people in the promotions. Who knows, you might start your own business, start your own plans, start your own podcast, or just be better at what you're doing because you now understand the value of remarkable work over just good old-fashioned grinding hard work. All right, folks, that's my content. That's what I wanted to give you today. I hope this message hits you. I hope you can apply this information to your daily work, to your company, to your value, because I want you to be remarkable. That's why I'm giving you this for free. Again, this is information I share with my clients. This is information that I share with my personal clients on a coaching level. And this is information I share with my agents at Colonial, because you have to understand the value of remarkability and to be different and separate yourself from the crowd, to build that bond with your customer base, to build that strategy, the bonds and the trust that you're going to take to get you out there and being remarkable. In a world of Tabascos, be a habanero pepper sauce. That's it. One last thing that I want to tell you, go execute.
Wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I awoke, I spent that on a necklace. I told God